Welcome to SAP PP training. Today we'll be starting with our next topic, Work Center. Okay, the topics we are going to cover they are. We'll see what is Work Center, how the structure of the Work Center looks like. Okay, what is the importance of Work Center we'll discuss. Then we'll see in the system how to create the Work Center. What is the purpose of standard value key and standard values? How to maintain the capacities in the work center, what is pooled capacity, what is reference capacity, how to do integration with costing. Then we'll see what is default work center, and then work center reporting. We'll see some of the important reports in work center. Okay, and if time permits, we'll see configuration related to work center. So these are the topics we'll be covering today. Okay, so basically what is work center? Okay, so a work center is a location that defines where production activities takes place according to order requirements. Okay, so work center determine the place where the operation is to be executed. Okay, so normal terminology, work center is like a machine. It's like a machine. Okay, equipment. In different companies, work centers are also called as machine centers or capacity centers. Okay, so work centers can be defined as individual or multiple machines, sometimes people, even a labor is also termed as work center. Tools, they are also termed as work center. Okay, so normally once we create the work center, they are used in routings and in production orders. We'll see this in the system. Okay, so work centers basically they are used for scheduling, capacity planning and costing activities. So these are the business functions for which you will be using work centers. Okay, so basically this is a one. Work center is a physical location at which operation is carried out. Okay, so a work center can be anything. It can be individual work center, it can be individual work center, like individual machine can be termed as a work center, or some group of machines also termed as a work center. Okay, or entire production line also you can term as a work center. Individual employee, sometimes a single labor individual employee can also be created as a work center, or sometimes group of employees can be created as a work center. So that depends upon the business requirement, you can create the work center. Okay, so basically work center is a place or a location where you carry out your production activity. In our simple terminology, a machine can be termed as a work center. Okay, so now where the work center is used, basically work center, the data the work center which we are creating, ultimately where it is used for scheduling activity. It is used for scheduling activity to calculate your times, production time, your machine start time, machine end time. For all those activities you will use the work center. Now the next one is your capacity planning function. So to do capacity planning, to check the machine available capacity, all those for those functions you will use work center. Now work center is used for costing purposes, to calculate your production cost. Okay, your production cost, the data maintained in the work center will be used using these activity types and formulas. And one more thing is, the work center will be copied to the is used in routing, and whatever the data you maintain in the work center, that will be get copied to the routing. So these are the functions where you will be using the data maintained in the work center. Okay, so now the data in the work center is maintained in 5 tabs. One is general data. Here you maintain the work center name, description, standard value key. We'll come to standard value key within a minute, we'll discuss. And then in another tab, there is a tab called default values for routing. Here you maintain all the control key, standard text key, wage data. Okay, this tab is called default values for routing because whatever the data you maintain in this tab, that will get copied to your routing when you assign this work center to the operation. That is why it is called default values tab. Okay, then you maintain capacity data in the capacity tab. Here you maintain available capacities, formulas will maintain. Then you have a tab scheduling data tab. Here you maintain all the scheduling relevant information like wait time, move time, formula keys, everything. Then you have the last tab, costing tab. In the costing tab you maintain cost center, activity type and relevant formulas. So the data in the work center is maintained in 5 tabs. Okay. Okay, so let's start creating the work center in the system. Okay, so to create the work center, the transaction codes are okay. The transaction code is CR01, create, change CR02, and display CR03. Okay, this work center, whatever we are discussing, it is called as resource in the process industries. Okay, Yeshi, you might be using the resource, right, in your process industries, correct, Yeshi?
Yeah.
So it is seen as resource here in the different industries. We call it as please, Yeshi,
Mm.
please mute and my system. Okay, so this is the work center we will be creating. So let's start creating the work center in the system. Okay, so logistics, production, master data, work center, create, CR01. The transaction code is CR01. Okay, create work center. You enter your plant, in which plant you are creating this work center. Enter your plant 1000. Then work center. I'll what I will do is I'll give a name to it. Just 1 minute. Okay, so I'll give Kumar underscore 99. This is the work center I'm creating. Okay, now work center category I'm selecting. So what is this work center category? Work center category is nothing but what type of work center it is. It is a single machine or a group of machines or a single labor or a group of labors. So to create the work center category is mandatory. If you don't enter the work center category, system will not allow you to go further. See, you are getting error. Enter either a work center category or a work center to be copied. So to create a work center category is mandatory. So as of now, I am creating a single machine. So category I am selecting as 000. Okay, now enter. It will take you to this screen. Okay, the one which we discussed. Tabs: general data tab, basic data, default values tab, capacities tab, okay, scheduling tab, okay, and then costing tab. So these are the tabs in which the data is maintained. Okay, so I'll give a description. Bottle washing machine. I'm creating bottle washing machine as the machine. This machine is nothing but a bottle washing machine. Okay, so here work center category we already maintained. Okay, now the person responsible. Now in the industry, who is the person responsible for this work center that you maintain here? Okay, it's a reporting purpose. It doesn't have any technical importance. It's a reporting purpose. I'm selecting as of now 001. Okay, now where this work center is located, that is a location. This location, where it is located, whether it is a production area or some other area, you can enter. So it is a production area, so I'm selecting production area. Okay, now usage. Now where this work center can be used, in which type of task list. Okay, so task list has nothing but you might have come across task lists. Okay, task lists are like in PP, one of the task list is routing. Okay, in process industries they call it as master recipe. Okay, in repetitive manufacturing they call it as rate routing. All these are called task list. Now in plant maintenance they called as equipment task list. In PM module, and in quality management module they call it as an inspection plan. Okay, so in which task list type you want to use this work center, that is maintained over here, usage. Okay, I want to use this work center in all types of task list. Okay, so that you enter here. Okay, all task list types. If you want to use it in only particular task list, then you enter that one. Suppose let's say I want to use this work center only in master recipes, then you select this one. Okay, and when that time, if you enter this work center in a routing, system will not allow. Okay, so that is the use of this usage. Okay, so now the next one will be the standard value key. What is this standard value key? Okay, standard value key, standard values represents the times to be measured when the work center is used on a task list. So when you are using a machine on a production, in the production, you want to measure some timings like machine time, labor time, setup time. These kind of times you want to measure. Those things are mapped through this standard value key. Okay, so these times are grouped together using a standard value key. Suppose if I delete this, see those standard values are gone. Now the moment I enter standard value key, SAP 1 normal production, enter. So your setup, your machine, your labor has come. So these are standards values. These are grouped together in the standard value key. When I'm going to configuration, I'll show you that time how to create this standard value key. So here, per standard value key, maximum parameters allowed are 6. Here we have 3, 1, 2, 3. We can enter maximum 6. Let's say in some industries, they use water. They want to measure water also. So you will add one more water as a parameter. In some industries during the production, they use electricity. Then they want to measure electricity. Then you will add electricity as one more parameter. So it depends upon the organization and the product on which you are working, that depends. Okay. So here as of now we are measuring setup, machine and labor. Okay. So this is the standard value key. Standard value key. So standard value key is entered on the work center basic data tab. That's what we entered here. We entered on the basic data tab. Okay. Now this is the purpose. This is how the standard value key is defined. Okay. So basically in the standard value key you enter all the parameters, setup time, machine time, and this standard value key you will assign to the work center. And when this work center is assigned to routing in the operation, automatically all the standard values will get copied to the operation, which we will see this we will see tomorrow in the routing class. Okay, so this is how your standard value key is configured in the system, designed in the system. Okay, this is the one. Now the next one will be default values in work center. Okay, so when we go to the next tab, so basic data tab, now go to the default values tab. Here all the default values, control key we will discuss tomorrow. We'll discuss tomorrow what is this control key, what is the importance of this. Now all these things are used for HR module, like suitability, setup type key, wage group, okay, number of time tickets, confirmation slips, all these are used for HR module. So whatever the data you maintain here, that will get copied to the routing operation when you assign this work center to the routing in the operation. That is why it is called default values. So whatever you enter here, whatever the data you enter in the default values tab, these will get copied to the routing automatically. That is why it is called default values. Okay, like your control key, standard text key, all these things will get copied. Okay, now the next one will be here unit of measure. For your standard values, the unit of measurement, here by default minutes is coming. I'll tell you why how these default values are coming, how this data is automatically coming. I'll explain you that. As of now, I'll maintain setup time as hours. Unit of measure I'm changing hours. Okay, I maintain that. Now the next tab will be your capacities tab. Okay, here you will be maintaining the capacity kind of information. Okay, so you go to capacity header, you go to capacity header, double click on the capacity category, double click on it, you will go to the capacity header. Okay, here you will maintain the description. Okay, now here the most important thing will be you will be maintaining the machine daily start time and end time. Okay, so what is my machine start time here? That means here morning 8 o'clock. Every day I am starting this machine at morning 8 o'clock, and I will be ending the machine, I will be stopping the machine at 5 o'clock. Okay, and in between there is a gap of break of 1 hour. That means every day when the morning the labor comes, they start the machine around 10 o'clock, they go for some tea or snacks. That time they will stop the machine. Now again, when they go to lunch in the afternoon, they will stop the machine for around half an hour. Again in the evening, around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock they go for snacks or tea. That time they'll stop the machine. So all those times cumulated, clubbed, and you enter the length of break. So overall your operating time will be 8 hours. So 8 o'clock to 17 hours, it is 9 hours. 9 hours minus this 1 hour. So this is your operating time. This is nothing but your machine capacity. Capacity is 8 hours. That means this machine can work maximum 8 hours per day. That is called your capacity. Okay, and capacity utilization is 100%. Sometimes due to various reasons you may not be able to use your capacity 100% utilization. Let's say I am able to use only 90%. The moment you enter 90%, see the capacity has become 7.2 hours. Okay, so that is the utilization percentage. Now again I am going to 100%. Now sometimes you club more than one machine into one work center. Okay, let's say I am clubbing two machines into one work center. That time your number of individual capacity will become 2. So now enter. Now what it become? Your total operating time is 8 hours. 8 multiplied by 2. So your total capacity per day is 16 hours. So 8 multiplied by 2. It will become 16 hours. So this is how the capacity of a machine gets calculated. Okay, again I am going ahead with 1. Okay, so this is the 8 hours. This is how the standard available capacity of a machine is maintained, or a work center is maintained. Okay, now this one is a generic capacity. Per day this is a generic capacity. Now duration wise I want to maintain the capacity. Let's say we are in the February month. Okay, now your client says that, your organization says that in the March month we will be working for more hours. Only in the month of March they want to work for more hours. So that time you can maintain period specific available capacity. So you have to go here. On top there is a button, intervals and shifts. You go here, click on that button. Here you have the generic capacity which is already been maintained. Now if you want to maintain interval period specific, then click on this button, insert interval. Okay, insert interval. So from March onwards, 01/03/2017, only in the month of March, and valid from 2. So in the March month 31 days are there. Okay, in the March month, just 1 minute. Okay, so in the March month I want to have different timings. So let's say I want to have morning, I want to start at 7 o'clock. So you maintain this. So only these timings will be applicable only for the month of March. So like this period specific capacity data also you can maintain. See, it has become now 9 hours. Remaining time it is 8 hours. So like this you can maintain. Of course here I maintain for a month. You can maintain for a particular week also, or you can maintain for a particular day also you can maintain. So period specific available capacity also you can maintain. Okay, that also you can maintain. So now go back. So this is our, okay, now here you maintain your factory calendar ID, factory calendar. Okay, this is a version in which version you are maintaining, and this is the base unit of measure for measuring the capacity. So this is how you maintain the standard available capacity data in the capacity header. Okay, so now go back. Okay, now the next one we'll be discussing is pooled capacity. So what is this pooled capacity? Pooled capacity means sometimes same capacity will be shared by different work centers. Let's say in your company one labor is there, one employee is there. He handles 3 machines at same time. So that time this capacity, this labor will become a pooled capacity. Pooled capacity. Okay, so you are pooling it. The same capacity will be used by different work centers. So that time you create a pooled capacity. You create a pooled capacity. So how to create a pooled capacity? So you create first pooled capacity, that you will assign it over here if required. If required, you will assign it over here. There is a field called pooled capacity. Are you able to see that? You will assign here. So how to create the pooled capacity? So I will go to one more session. Go to logistics, production, master data, work center, capacity CR level, create. Okay, CR level. Now here you are creating the capacity. That means we are creating this data. This data we are creating as a separately capacity data. So here I enter pooled capacity. Okay, I am creating a pooled capacity. So capacity category is 000 machine. So here you enter. Here you define the capacity. Pooled capacity. Okay, I am creating this. Here you maintain your timings, and this pooled capacity you will mark it as a with this checkbox. It is a pooled capacity which can be used by so many work centers. And you create this. Here you enter all the timings, everything. You will enter all the data as I showed previously, and you save this. Now this pooled capacity you will assign it over here. You will assign it over here. Go back. Here you will assign it here. Of course it is grayed out because already we entered all the data. That is why it is grayed out. So this pooled capacity you can enter here for many work centers where you are going to share it. Okay. So that based on that your capacity planning function will work. That is called pooled capacity. Okay. This you will understand more when we go to capacity planning function. Okay. Now the next one will be reference capacity. What is this reference capacity? Reference capacity means it's like a template. Let's say in your organization you have lot of work centers. All these work centers use same timing, morning, same start time, same end time. So in that case, instead of entering start time, end time for each machine, you create a pool reference capacity that you will assign in the work center. Okay, so that is reference capacity. I'll show you that. So first let's create a reference capacity. We create a reference capacity. RC, enter. Okay, now I'll create with morning 9 o'clock, morning 9 to evening 17 hours. Okay, this I am creating, and the capacity is 7 hours. This is the reference capacity I am creating. Now take this, I am saving this. Now this reference capacity you can assign in the machines. Okay, so let's go here, double click. Okay, now the timing, what is the timing now? 8 to 17 hours. Now what time I maintained in the reference capacity? 9 to 17 hours. So how to assign the reference capacity to your work center? Here you have a button called maintain reference available capacity. You click on this button. Here you search for the reference capacity. The one which we created, it will be available here. What we created? RC, this one, we created this one. Reference capacity, SC, we created this one. So I am assigning this one. The moment I assign this, the timings will get changed over here. Okay, capacity category is 001. The moment I assign, whatever the timings we maintained, that will get assigned over here. See, it has become 9 o'clock, 9 to 17 hours. Okay, now I am saving this.